Good day, ma'am. So my name is Giselle Dan, based in Mathematics 4. So this is the continuation of Miss Aidar's effort. So our topic is all about franchising. So let's start my part. So my part is first is the rules of franchising fees. So there are two groups involved in a franchise. First is the franchisor. So franchisor is the person or company leasing the rights to business name and system. And the second one is franchise or the person again the second one is the franchisee or the person who purchased it. The right to the franchisee is sold by the franchisor to the franchisee for an initial sum of money, often called the upfront entry fee or the franchise fee. The franchise money will be paid once the contract is signed. When you say contract, it is the franchise agreement that details the uh, responsibilities of both the franchise and the franchisee. So the specific length time of its franchise consists of 7 years. Then once that year will be, and that once it comes that it comes that year, then or the agreement will expire, then they must renew it. And in addition, the franchisee must pay the franchisor's royalty fees or other ongoing payments. And the next one is the rules on restrictive covenants. So, the success of most franchises is based on the operating system methods and product produced. For this reason, the franchises must protect their proprietary information and trademark. In order to do this, they establish restrictive covenants for their franchisor. These covenants govern the things and franchise can do. Then, the next one is, what is successful franchise? So, successful franchise is one when franchisor has developed the system and procedures that works. So, this means that he has defined his market, he's defined his market, then establish a niche, then develop an operations manual, then perfected a training program, then and put up a research and development team that has successfully launched products, then introduce new ones, and the last one is made the brand competitive. So that is an example of successful franchise, which they define their market and establish a niche. Then there are a lot of characteristics to be a successful franchise, the franchisee, or rather, then the one of it is the best of it. The best of it is the brand competitive. And the next one is, what is success? The next one is, what is franchise agreement? So franchise agreement is, as I said earlier, agreement, it is a contract of the franchise which details the responsibilities of both franchise and the franchisee. So the greatest mistake of many franchises make is not reading the whole franchise agreement. Maybe the mentality of them is a waste of time when reading this agreement, because this agreement consists of minimum of 30 pages. Then maybe they are maybe they their mentality says that it is waste of time. So while it is a good to ask a lawyer to review the contract, the franchise must first read and try to understand its contents to make sure he or she will willing to abide by this term. So it states that it is good to ask a lawyer to review the contract for you. If you are not if you are not likely to read that one, then a lawyer will read for you. Then you try to understand it. Then you will make a decision if you are willing to abide and make a decisions or abide those terms. Okay, that's it. You need to firstly you need to read that or understand that terms, so that you will make a decisions, or you will make sure if you are willing to abide those terms and conditions of your franchise. So the next one is the questions you may ask to the franchisees and the franchisor. So for the franchisor, how long have you been in business? And the next one is, where is your first franchise branch? And the third one is, how much is your total investment? And for the franchisees, um, first is, how did you decide on getting this franchise? Next one is, how many franchise outlets for the opening? Then third one is, what kind of supports do you get from the franchisor? So those are the questions for the franchisor and the franchisees. And the next one is, how do I manage the franchise business? So once you have secured a franchise, it is your duty to see to it that business runs according to the standard set by the franchisor. So when you have both the successful system, so you cannot deviate from established procedures if you want to succeed. So this means that if you invested in or adopted a proven successful system like business that already delivered consistent results, you more likely to achieve success by following its predefined steps closely rather than making arbitrary changes or staying from how it's designed to work. Then, deviating the established procedures can break the system's logic. Small changes may disrupt the dependencies between steps, introduce errors, and the factors that made it successful in first place. States that if you are in if you have both a successful system, excuse, it is that it's hard to quickly change the process because your franchise has already that process that is proven that has successfully results. Then it is that it's hard for you to quickly change the process because it might cause error or failure for your business or your franchise. So because when we change even a small changes, it might be disrupt dependencies between steps and introduce errors. So it doesn't mean that we don't change the system or we don't update it, but changes should be intentional, tested, and evidence, not just imposed. So it says that it doesn't mean that we don't need to change our process or our system. It doesn't mean that we don't need to update, but we update it or we change something or we change small but in process like that. We change something to our business in proper process, or we have we have tested in different ways, then we prove that that process or that way is successful for our franchise or for our business, then we apply that one. Yeah. Then if those like I said, if that way or process proven that it is successful, uh, even if it does small changes, then it is successful for your franchise, then you need to apply. Okay, that's it. Then the next one is the Franchising Association Advisory. So the Philippines Franchising Association Advisory, or the PFA, is the forefront of promoting franchising business in the Philippines and advises prospective and entrepreneurs going into franchising. So there is a one association that promoting franchising business in the Philippines. It is the Philippine Franchising Association Advisory. Okay, and that's all. Thank you.